Hello Gemini or Gemini. This is my intention to share with you today the reading that is gonna be the next 6 months of the first 6 months of this year, 2017. And even though I don't really like working with the future, I'm just giving you this reading because I think it is a good idea to give you a heads up on what you're going to encounter in the future, so that you have a warning and hints to face the situations you have to face in the best possible manner and with the least amount of suffering to yourself. Self-awareness do that, so that's what I'm sharing. I just started this channel like a month ago. I started doing Spanish readings, but in the future I'm gonna share my readings in both Spanish and English. So if you want to check back on the 15th for the next batch of videos, you are more than welcome to come back and give it a like and a thumbs up and, well, basically listen to what the cards may say. The cards are already dealt, and I'm just gonna tell you the story of what they're telling me. The reading works in the following way. You have the first row, which is basically the main topic or theme of the month: January, February, March, April, May, and June. And then you have a second row, which is focused only on love. I did this because most of the people were asking about a love-only oriented reading, and I thought it might be a good idea to include it in the yearly reading. But, well, we'll see how the story goes, and again, we can only know how this goes in 6 more months. So if it goes well, then if it goes bad, if I'm wrong, then you're more than welcome to come back and tell me. But if it goes well, I would appreciate your feedback, because that's what motivates me to keep going doing these videos. Anyway, let's go to the story. So, January, you got the Sun reversed. Now, this card is always a good card, even if it's in the reverse position. It only means that you are not shining as bright as you could be, basically. There's something in the way of this, because rightfully, you should be enjoying yourself. You should be enjoying the rewards that you've gotten, and you should be like planting new seeds for a better tomorrow, but it's like this. So what I feel when I see this card like this is that you are gonna there's something getting in the way of you and your reward. And it could be you, it could be like maybe the reward is already there and you're just not seeing it for what it is. Or maybe there's something or someone else getting in the way, and you should realize that so you can basically free yourself from that influence. And I think it's the second one, because when we go to February, what I feel when I see this card is that you're gonna let go of something that's very strict. Well, the Queen of Swords, she's basically a very strict, demanding, judgmental. She has a very clear mind, and she knows exactly what she wants and what she doesn't want, what is right and what is not. But I think she lacks flexibility and giving some kind of freedom or opportunities to people. And when I have this card right next to this one, because you got 2 cards on February, that means that February is going to be a month where you're going to release or let go a negative influence such as this, maybe even yourself, and you're going to notice that there's a huge opportunity for you to take if you go for it, which you will, I sense. So I think February is going to be the month where you're going to be releasing basically like this, you're going to be letting go of any negative influences, and you're gonna go after a very good opportunity for yourself. So that's good. And then you got the Magician on March, which is also an excellent omen. Basically means, if we go by the story, that you're gonna be releasing yourself from some burden or something that was very demanding of you and not very rewarding. I think that on March you're gonna be developing new skills, and you're gonna be like enjoying the freedom of this new chance to exploit your own skills to the fullest. So the Magician is a card that speaks about being able to manifest whatever you want, going with your willpower, sorry about that, trusting your skills to be able to create or manifest the dreams or the visions you have in your mind. So it is basically a card of creating or influencing the environment so it returns to you what you are looking for. So basically in March you're going to be empowered to do this. You're going to be inspired to go before what you really want, so after what you really want. So this is a good omen. However, in April, I feel something is gonna cut you from the flow. I think some obstacles, some drawbacks, something in that month is gonna shake you and your emotional foundations. So you're gonna be feeling a little bit confused. You're gonna be feeling a little bit frustrated, or maybe too emotional, and lacking confidence in your own emotions, lacking the stability to be able to go with the flow. So whatever happens in April, just please bear in mind, do not let it cross your center, if you know what I mean. Basically, like, don't let it sweep you or off your feet. You need to remain steady, especially if you're going after a new chance and that chance requires all your willpower to be able to be manifested. Be careful with April. When we move to May, we have the Wheel of Fortune, which is always a good card when it says upright. And that means that, I'm sorry again about that, I'm really hitting my camera with a passion. Back to the reading. So what I was saying was that April looks like, May looks like a month where you're gonna have the chances in your favor, like the wind is gonna be on your sail. So it's a good time to set sail and go with all the momentum in your projects, in whatever ideas you have, in your inspirations, to make the most of the chances that are presented to you, because this doesn't last. So please pay attention to this. May is going to be a very good month for you to try to take a chance, to take some risks, and to see where that leads, because it's going to be in your favor. And finally we have June with the King of Swords. What this tells me, what I feel from this card, is that when it comes to June, you're going to be more clear in the things that you want. You're going to be more clear in your perspective regarding life, in your own truth. And it's like we can do a contrast from this. You let this go. You freed yourself from this. And you are going to end up in this card, which means that you're going to let go of the inflexibility or the judgmental influences that you have, maybe even yourself. And by the end of June, you're going to be more clear in your thoughts and in your communication. You're going to be more at peace, which is a very good thing. You're going to be more transparent in your communication, in your words, more honest. So basically the progression we have when it comes to life themes is that the first thing, there's something getting in the way of you and your just rewards, or your just reaping. Because that's the sun. The sun comes when it's time to get the reaping down from the fruits. So January and February is going to be related to figuring out what that is and letting it go. And when you let it go, as soon as you let it go because of the good chance that is presented to you, you have to pursue it and be careful with being frustrated or not really listening to the flow of life, so to speak. I think your most dangerous month is going to be April. And when we move to May, it is going to be better even again. So basically, when we move to May, you're going to have your opportunities back. Things are going to be in your favor again, and you're going to profit from it, and you're going to be more clear about it. I think the rest of the month is going to be about making up your own mind about the things you want and the direction you want to take in life, and making the most of it. So that's good. But let's move to love. What does the tarot say about love? Well, the following messages is the ones I can give you. On January, you're going to feel limited. It has to do with the sun being reversed. There's something that is suffocating you. There's going to be something that is going to have a bad influence in your thoughts and in the possibilities you think you can take and that you are allowed to take. So January, especially when it comes to love, it's going to be about realizing what are the things that are truly limiting and the things that are only in your mind. Because when it comes to February, you're going to be realizing the things you can take control of and the things you can change. And after doing them, you're going to be at peace, because you're going to realize that you did everything you could to get free and now it's only a waiting time until the benefits of those good choices present themselves to you, because this is the hangman. And the hangman means that there's literally nothing you can do about it. So you realize that, and because you realize that, you are able to wait patiently without any kind of anxiousness or nervousness, or just be at peace with yourself and the place you are. It's gonna sort itself out. However, even though your changing attitude is good, because you went from feeling limited to doing everything within your power to be free, but also allowing time to the process, going with the process. Don't be so anxious, don't be in a rush. Give it some time to whatever it is that is happening in your love life. If this is about singles, it's about like realizing that there's no point in rushing the process, and that you have to wait patiently for whatever has to come. But when it comes to couples, is that maybe your partner is suffocating you, or maybe you have thoughts that you're not communicating to your partner, and that makes you feel trapped. And you're gonna realize that there's no point in keeping your mouth shut, even if you cannot change your environment or your circumstances, even though you do. But in this context, basically it's like waiting. Like I said, if you're single, you are going to start realizing that there's so many things you can do, and the rest is up to life. So you're gonna be at peace with that. However, this is only gonna last for a while, because then in March you're gonna feel a lack of faith. You're gonna be questioning yourself if you're making the right choices or not. Thing is, when it comes to the star, the lesson about this is that you are in fact making the right choices. You are on the right track. You are on the right path. It's just that maybe it's taking a lot of patience from you, and so much time starts giving you the energy to question the process. Again, it is a good thing that you wait. It is a good thing that you're okay with being alone, or that you're okay with your relationship being the way it is. Understanding that some things are not going to change, and that there's only so much you can change, and the things you can change, you have to either accept them and let them be, or you have to do something to move away from that influence. So it could be you letting go your partner, but I don't feel it is that. I feel that it's you understanding that coming to terms with some things cannot change. However, in March, despite you taking the right attitude, you're going to be questioning whether or not that attitude is in fact the right one. But it is. Because it is the star reverse, which is telling you that the only problem with love is that you believe in the process, that's all. Because the process is fine, there's nothing for you to do. Again, there's nothing for you to do. This is only part of the process, and you have to go with it. Because you're the magician in this month, and the magician means that the magician takes time understands the meaning of time, understands the importance of patience, and understands that dreams take time to be manifested. So even though the magician does everything he can to manifest what he wants, he also has the wisdom to understand that things take time, and that sometimes you just gotta let yourself go with the flow. Sometimes. Taking action, certainly. The Magician card is a card about willpower, about doing some conscious action, but do not question the process. Go with it. It is a good thing. You're making the right choices. You're just lacking faith, that's all. And this is very important. This time is meant to have faith. So pay attention to that. Let's go with the Queen of Cups, which is said was going to be a time where you're going to be feeling frustrated and in love. Okay, so the Ten of Wands means that you are basically going to be feeling like you are doing too much and there's too little in return. The first thing that comes to mind is that maybe you're going to be going out with more than one person, but the Ten of Wands means that it is a time that you are going to have to make a lot of effort to get what you want. And that could be a good thing or could be a bad thing. It depends on your context. maybe there is something that is worth the effort, and you have to pull the weight. Maybe there is something that is worth you going the extra mile and doing the effort to see it to the end, basically. But also it can mean that you're giving too much and getting too little in return. So you may be feeling stressed because you know you're not getting back what you're giving. And I think it's the second one, because when we get to the next month, the Two of Cups reversed comes to play. And that means if you're in a couple, it means that you're gonna be experiencing some disagreements or fights or conflicts with your partner that you have to solve. It could potentially mean a breakup, but it's up to you. I'm never gonna tell you what to do. I'm just telling you the energies so that you can understand them and you can make your own best choices. So I'm just telling you that it's gonna be a difficult time, because you're gonna be realizing that you're not seeing eye to eye with your partner, or maybe she's not giving you back what you're giving, and the relationship is making you feel stressed rather than fulfilled, you know? So whatever happens here, whether you break up, whether you fix your disagreements, or if you're single. So if you're single, this means that the people you are getting to know are not very authentic, or they're not being very transparent with you, or maybe you're not being very authentic with them. So this card reminds you to be balanced in your relationships, to give as much as you take and to take as much as you give. So it is an equal exchange of energy, and to remain true to yourself and to have the same standard for anyone that comes to your life. Have them be true to themselves as well. If you think there is anything that is not authentic or anything that is not truth, then please do say it, because this means that there is an imbalance, and that imbalance needs to be addressed. Finally, in love, we have the King of Pentacles. And this is a beautiful card because it means that there's no one else here, there's only you. And I feel that whatever happens, you're going to be feeling much more at peace with yourself, which, funnily enough, does have like the same vibe of this king. This king is very clear in his thoughts, he's very at peace with himself, he's very flexible, he's very compassionate, he's very honest. So this king, which means mental clarity, is side by side with this king, which means peace on earth, contentment, being able to create what you want to create. And it is related to love. So it means that even if you're alone, you're going to be okay with that. You're finally going to be okay with that, because you're going to start appreciating who you really are inside. It is not so much about getting a partner, it is about being okay with yourself. And that's what you're going to understand. That's what you're going to understand at the end of June when it comes to love. Because if we take a look at the basis, the foundation, the energy that is the foundation of everything, we have justice. So what that tells you is that this 6 months, the main theme is about making the right, truthful, honest choices with everyone around you, but also with yourself. If you find out that you need to get out of something that is limiting you, do it. If you think that you're giving more than you're taking, or that you are receiving, not take, receive. If you feel that you're giving more than you're receiving, then you have to express that and you have to stop that. Unless the relationship is worth it, or the effort is worth it. That's the case. If you really feel at that time that you are doing something that's right, then please do go on. But just pay in mind that this eventually is gonna make you feel exhausted. You cannot keep this up forever. So analyze what it is that you are doing, and analyze if there's any other way to go about it that is not gonna consume you in the process. And then, what else? Justice, making the right choices. If your relationships are not balanced, then you have to make the right choice to cut them off, or to express yourself. Just to say, like, you know what, I want a very balanced relationship, and I don't feel this is happening right now, so what's going on? And then you can talk about it either with your partner or the one that could be your potential partner if you're starting to see people. So the only reason why they are asking you to be just, to be fair, to be balanced with yourself and others is so that you can have some peace of mind and some piece of earth, so to speak. So that you know who you are, you can be aware of who you are, the things you want intellectually, and you can be coherent, you can be consistent in your actions on earth. I think this is meant to show you the meaning of honesty. This is meant to show you, to give you the lesson about how important it is to make choices that are true, regardless of the consequences. If you stay true to yourself, then nothing bad can happen. In fact, the more true you stay to yourself, the freer you become. But for that to happen, you have to be willing to break some things, to express yourself, to be patient when you have to be patient, have faith when you have to have faith, but also to realize when things are not being fair. So it is a give and take. It is giving more when you have to give more, and expressing yourself when you think you're not receiving enough. Just be honest, that's all. Be honest, be fair, be just. I think that's the main lesson of these 6 months for you, Gemini, and whatever happens next, we'll be seeing that in June. So I think it is a good reading. It is about peace with yourself. It is about being able to do new things. It is about being able to trust yourself, to be patient, yes, but to trust yourself and take action when it is needed. And to remember what does justice means, what does balance means, and what does being fair means, whether you with other people or other people with you. So I think it is a good reading, and only time will tell if this comes to be or not. Then again, please do have in mind that the future is not written. You can change this at any point in your life. However, I think this is a good idea because it gives you like a map, so you can be aware of where you're stepping, and thus making you more prepared to make the right choices, which is my intention for you. Anyway, if you like this video, you are welcome to subscribe to the channel and give it a thumbs up. And also, if you want to talk with me or anything and ask for a private reading, you can do so through my Facebook page, which is right on the description. And if you don't like talking with Facebook, you can find my WhatsApp on the Facebook page and talk to me directly over cell phone if you so wish. Whatever happens, I wish you the best. I hope you have the best of years. I do feel that 2017 is going to be a good year, but we'll see about that. Then again, this is a very good reading. You have 3 major arcana that are in your favor, and you end up with peace of mind and clarity of mind and peace on earth in your actions. So that's a very good thing. Anyway, I wish you the best. I'll be doing readings in Spanish and English every 15 days, so if you're welcome to check back if you want. And I wish you the best. I hope you enjoy the video, and take care. We'll be talking. Goodbye.